I'll refrain from the
We
F
are
word.
live. You are live.
Woo!
And now, from his basement somewhere in Fort Collins, Colorado, it's Stuart Yoshida, the OokTown Podcast. Oh, Stuart Yoshida, he is going to bring you the OokTown Podcast today.
Oh, aloha, patrons and listeners. This is Stuart Yoshida, host of the OokTown Podcast. And you well know that is Doug Brown, intrepid co-host, show notes, extraordinary writer. He is on the ball. Every time a new guest comes on, they're just amazed at you, Doug. You know, they are, because they mention something and then Doug is, and it'll be in the show notes and they go, oh, wow, thank you. Hey, everyone. Good to be here on this beautiful weekend in spring. We're officially in spring. And in addition to Mr. Brown, we have a regular guest. So great to have her back. And that's Victoria Vox.
Hello.
She is so fancy with your Neumann mic and your awesome. Oh, we're going to hear some great stuff. She's got she's got a looper pedal. She's got an octaver. She is just I don't know. We can just let her play the whole time. But I do have some questions. So
Sure.
How's it going, Victoria? Haven't seen you in a while.
It's going.
Yeah.
It's going. Yeah. I don't. It's
Yeah.
still. I wouldn't say back to normal.
No.
But I don't know if that's ever going to come back.
Yeah. This is the new normal, perhaps.
But I remember coming on this show and having a whole bunch of internet issues and like my video cut out. And I think it was pre-pandemic, but I think by now we've all got it pretty dialed in.
That is what it's true. So many of us now.
The silver lining.
The silver lining, right? I mean, look at you. You got a fancy camera. I mean, that's
it's actually my cell phone.
Is it really?
Yeah. But it's an app. It's an app that turns the camera into a cell phone. And the technology stuff is, I'm sure, as you know, it's a huge learning experience and there's a learning curve to it. And so we dealt with first recording with the built-in camera on the computer, which was and then we upgraded, but then because we weren't using OBS, we couldn't turn off the autofocus on the camera we had. So it was constantly like shifting and I think making people a little dizzy. And so eventually it's been a long time coming, but finally found an app that works really well with the camera, because we've had some that didn't work well either.
Yeah. So what's the app you're using?
It's called Camo, CAMO, Camo Studio.
Camo
and I think it costs about $5 a month or something.
Okay.
And you can do overlays. So like we'll talk a little bit about the Camp Vox stuff, but like I've got this fun, let's see, where is it? My overlay. So I've got my Camp Vox down in the bottom.
Oh man.
Here.
Okay.
So you can do fun stuff and it's all.
Well, the other cool thing is that you're routing your looper and microphone into it too somehow.
Well, that's going through we have an Apollo interface, so it's going through that. So I guess I'm just miking in the room live. So I have a little amp here, and everything's going. My ukulele's going through the amp. It'll obviously bleed into my vocal mic.
Sure.
But I'm not going direct. I could, but I kind of like the room sound.
No, the room vibe is good because it gives it a little ambiance and reverb. So you're using an Apollo also? I'm nerding out here. Like the Apollo interface, which one?
We have the X8.
Oh, that's the 8-channel one?
Yeah.
Nice.
It was going between the 4 and the 8, and then it was like the difference in price. I'm like, well, if we wanted to do 8 channels at once, we could.
Right.
So
Right, and you could leave all those things plugged in.
Yeah.
No, I've got a Yeah, I've got an 8-channel. Well, I use an ADAT interface on an Apollo Twin for an FYI. And yeah, great plugins. I love the plugins for Universal Audio. So yeah, you guys recording there, check it out. It's a little pricey, but it's worth it because that's Victoria. So you know what I'm saying?
I recorded over the pandemic, I recorded my brand new album in here, like in this microphone with this whole setup. So it was worth having.
Cool. And you were saying, Doug?
Oh, that there are links to both the Camo app and the Apollo 8 in the show notes. So
of course.
And I can also tell you that the last time you were on was our 100.5 episode.
Wow.
But I can't find the date on here. But
I feel like it was during the pandemic. But Gerald Ross was there, and he was sitting outside.
Right.
Because he had gotten back from Spain.
Yep, and Matt Stead was there, and I'm never going to say his name wrong again because he told me that it is not Steed, it is Stead. But that was a fun episode too. Oh, super fun.
And I wore my Wonder Woman shirt because we got Wonder Woman Vox on. Yeah,
thank you.
Oh yeah, wow. Oh yeah, we have some questions here, but look at that. Tell us about your new album that's going to drop on April 1st.
It is called Nirvana in REM. No, it is not Nirvana and REM covers. It is all original. Okay. It is all original music. And I can show you the copies.
Yes, please.
So it will be coming in vinyl as well. But I'll start with the limited edition.
Yeah.
Hardcover book.
What?
With gold stamp emblem, and it's signed. So all of the songs on this record are inspired by and there's one that was paired with artwork by an artist named Fred Stonehouse. So his name is on there.
Oh, wow.
And so it's all his artwork, and the limited editions are signed by both me and Fred, which is really awesome.
Wow.
And he's in Madison, Wisconsin. There's a cool QR code that you will be able, it'll be live by Friday when the album goes live. But you scan the QR code, and then you can scan any artwork with your phone, and it will come to life on your phone. The artwork will start moving, and it will play the chorus from that song. And then it links to a full YouTube video.
You are so fancy.
That's me and Fred.
Okay.
And in his studio in Madison. And so there's 20 artworks of his in here. And then my lyrics, most of the songs were written over the pandemic. There was one song, only one that I had written 12 years ago, that was an orphan song. I never released it. I always loved it, and it just never had a home on any album. And I saw one of his art pieces, and I said, that song needs to go with that artwork. And so it was really cool to record it finally and put it on this album. And so then the limited edition, the CD, there's a CD that comes in the back pocket. And there's also a digital download code that comes with it. And then the soft cover version here. So then this has the CDs in the front pocket, so you can flip through and see all the artwork. And my new ukulele, which is a Fred Stonehouse artwork, burned into the wood.
Wow.
It's been kind of nuts, but awesome.
So is Boutique Mystique the best place to order that?
It's Boutique Musique.
I can't read.
Mystique is really cool too.
That becomes a problem. But yes, so there is to both of those sites. There's a link in the show notes.
Yeah, or just VictoriaVox.com will take you to the.
Is there a way I can reserve the signed copy?
Yes.
I don't want it to sell out before I place my order.
Yeah, you can pre-order it on my website.
All right.
And there's only 300 copies. No, that's it. So there's still some left. There's time.
Can I give you my credit card right now?
Yeah, sure. And your social security number.
Oh wow!
Let me get a pen.
You have been busy. That is a lot of work. Did you do that? Go ahead.
Luckily, I did it all myself. And I won't take all the credit, but Fred had painted these paintings and prints. And I met him right before the pandemic. I'd written a song at a festival with a guy named Maxwell Toft. And it was called Quest for Love was the name of the song. Fred loved it, said like, let's do a whole album. And I was like, sure. And then the pandemic came and it just kind of was a slow kind of process, and it picked up speed last year. And so I've just been kind of waiting to release it, and recorded everything here at the house. It was my first kind of playing around with samples and creating kind of cool vibes, and to kind of fit the art and the feelings. And some of them are character pieces, so they're not always from like my point of view, about Fred, about his family, about the weird characters in the art. And but I had some friends play some bass on it, and Andrea Witkins is a vocalist in New York City. She did a lot of the vocal arrangements and singing the backing vocals, and did an amazing job. And I feel like that was a big something that really changed the sound in an amazing way for the record. And then so I produced it, but a producer that I had worked with in the past named Jeff Stanfield, I've worked with him on 3 other albums. I hired him to mix it. So I would say mixing is not my forte.
It's a tough one. Yeah.
I've had fun like getting all the parts and, kind of getting it all together, but he definitely made it sound good.
Making it cohesive, making it, come together. That's awesome. Yeah. You'll have to drop me that name in case I would love to send them some tracks someday. Oh, wow.
It is Sunday today, so that's a good day to do it.
I thought it was Tuesday.
Look at this. Okay, here we're back to the OokTown sandwich. And then, do you like the OokTown sandwich, or do you like? I like this one better. I don't know.
Yeah, I like this one.
Okay.
Because then I can move around a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. We can all.
I don't feel so boxed in.
Vox in the box. Oh, there's another one. Oh, I'm on fire today.
For those of you that are just listening to this, Stuart is messing around with the computer. That's all you need to know.
All right. Let's see. So yeah, April 1st. Wow. I mean, hardback and softback book. That is, and a vinyl.
Yep. Just, I don't know when other time I would be doing an album with Fred Stonehouse, and it's a pretty big deal, and it's really amazing that it all came together, and it just turned out beautifully. And and the other thing I would like to make a note of is that it is printed and manufactured in the USA.
Cool.
So yes, it cost more. Yes.
Sure.
But it was I'm okay with that. So yes, it's expensive, but it wasn't printed in China.
You're worth it. Yeah. Just wait. All the listeners here. Yeah. Victoria was giving me a little preview, and I was just grooving. Yeah. Where was I? So the vinyl release, like, where did you have that printed?
So that's being printed outside of Atlanta, or in Atlanta. There's a few companies that do press vinyl in the US. But there were some that were like, oh, we're two years backlogged. And I'm like, I can't wait that long. So I found a company that had like a 6-month wait. And so, they're still in production. But I have the jackets and the inserts because I had the inserts printed at Paper Chase Press in Hollywood where the books were printed. So it's a really nice thick paper with the artwork, and it just looks fabulous. So none of that flimsy insert stuff.
Right. Oh man. Wow. I've heard that vinyl really is coming back. It's amazing. Like, 2-year wait for some of these pressing houses. That's incredible.
Yeah. And I do think the supply chain was affected. I'm sure that's part of it too.
I don't know,
But yeah, I think in general, there's more of a demand for it. And I think of when I'm buying an album, like a music album of someone's, like, yeah, I want something special. I want it to be a book, or I want it to be, I'm going to get the vinyl. If I had a choice between vinyl and CD, I would buy the vinyl. Easy.
Really?
Even if it costs $10 or $20 more.
And then you also get so with the vinyl, does it come with a digital code as well?
Mm-hmm.
So you really get both. You get like 2 for 1.
Both.
Yeah.
And as an audio engineer, like you can tell the difference. I mean, there's certainly vinyl has a different sound, and I would suggest everybody XY
that analog goodness. Match it with a tube amplifier to sweeten it up even more, and you'll be in heaven.
Mm.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't have a turntable anymore. Did I ever have one? I can't remember. Last time I remember a turntable was my parents, and then I went to school, and after that it was digital. So that's amazing. Everyone's getting turntables back in vogue, and nice.
Well, how are you going to do 2 turntables and a microphone?
And a microphone. I know. I was
just
thinking
a microphone, and that doesn't just a and a microphone.
I usually say I got two ukuleles and a baritone.
Yeah!
Oh yeah.
I got 2 tenor ukes and a baritone.
There you go.
There.
Wow. So the artist here, tell us a little bit about him.
Fred Stonehouse is amazing artist. He also is a professor of art at the university in Madison, but he's inspired by folk art and paints these weird creatures a lot of times that come to him in his dreams. And so here, I'll read you just the back of the book. It says, Nirvana in REM is an audio-visual experience of 10 original songs by singer-songwriter Victoria Vox, inspired by 20 works of art by Fred Stonehouse. Quote, these new songs have an atmospheric quality that is deeply emotional and psychological, as well as hauntingly poetic, says Stonehouse about Vox's music. Together, they explore the connection between reality and the nonsensical world of dream logic.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's
I got goosebumps. For people that are just listening, you can't see the goosebumps, but just know that they're there.
Okay, now I get the Nirvana. Now I get the Nirvana in REM. Okay, so I and no, I think the dreams and their connection to ourselves are very, very deep and very can be really rich. So I'm a Jungian, Carl Jung and all his dream works, really cool. So I can imagine there's some pretty deep stuff on there.
That's okay, because I'm a Methodist, so I think we should get along pretty well.
Nice. Hey, there's John North, by the way.
Oh, hello, John North.
From Lower Early England? Is that where?
Yep, Lower Early. He was a regular tuning in for the Jack and the Vox pandemic best medicine shows every day. He would be in there. So, hi, John.
Freedom Song from Southern SoCal. Cool. Welcome. Yeah. Well,
continuing on Fred's art,
yes.
he's had shows all over the world, from Los Angeles to New York and Berlin and Milan, and he's highly collected artist. And
really,
just Google Fred Stonehouse, and you will see the world that he lives in. And he's just a really cool guy. super down to earth, and doing this project with him, he kind of let me take the reins and curate the art that I was inspired by to write music to.
Yeah.
And he's just been so generous with his artwork. And there's an animated component to the album. So when you scan the QR code and you can see his artwork come to life. And so when I had asked him, hey, Fred, do you mind if I have your artwork animated? And I think he had a moment where, if anyone had seen Saving Mr. Banks, with Tom Hanks, it's the Disney movie on the making of Mary Poppins. And it was P.L. Travers was kind of, she was averse to having cartoons and animations in the movie. She thought it was silly. And so I think he was like, oh gosh, she's going to turn my stuff into cartoons. And the animations are very subtle, and they're kind of magical and strange, and just kind of keep you looking. And so he ended up loving the animations, thankfully. And so he's very generous to let me do that to his art.
Hey, that ukulele you have, is that an Aaron Kime ukulele, or is it not that it's just, but...
No, this is a new Mayamoe ukulele, so built by Carrie Kelly in Illinois. Yeah, and so it was, and then it's pyrographed by Dino Muradian in Hawaii, and he had asked if he could pyrograph, which is Greek for drawing with fire. And there's a whole page in the book about pyrography and Dino having pyrographed this uke. And so Carrie was able to build the uke, and I asked Fred if I could use one of his artworks to burn into the wood. And Dino usually does very realistic burns of like animals and people, and and just the detail is incredible. And Dino said this was the strangest ukulele or strangest burn he's ever done.
No,
but it's it's like a human rabbit.
Yeah. Wow. I can't remember. There's a word for that where you merge a human and a animal. But anyway,
anthropomorphic.
Anthropomorphic. That's probably it. Wow. That's just so cool. I'm having a coolness overload here with all these pyrographics on your ukulele, your hardcover book, the animation. So maybe we should let you take it away here. Do you have a song? And maybe
sure.
By the way, all you listeners out there, I would really recommend you watch the YouTube, because there's just so much content of there that Victoria is showing. Not to complicate things, but if you have a picture that this was inspired by, you want to show it.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'd love to. So this, I'll start with a song called Color of Lying. And it's inspired by this devilish creature painting on, and it's actually painted, Fred painted it on an antique book, like red leather book.
Oh. And
so you can see the grain of the leather, like in the artwork. So when I was writing this song, I was thinking, okay, the color of lying, and there's obviously white lies and black lies. And I started, I downloaded a book by Cicely Bach called Lying. And I think it was written back in 1978. And it was kind of an argument that when lying is a good thing, and that basically we lie every day, and it's merely to protect those we love. So this is The Color of Lying.
All right, everyone, Victoria Vox, take it away.
And so I'm going to start out with, I got a little drum loop going through my lute pedal, and then I'll be adding bass and then some ukulele. And I'll be doing a little muting stuff with a little ribbon, in case you're wondering. face the troubles of a secret heart. I'm an honest liar, and so are you. To protect each other, we avoid the truth. I know you know what you don't know won't hurt you. The farther that we fall, I see the color of lying, the color of lying. The farther that we fall, I see the color of lying. We make our rules to the game. Either one of us could walk away, so we both go with the flow. You never ask and I don't wanna know. I'm an honest liar, and so are you. To protect a lover, we avoid the truth. I know you know what you don't know won't hurt you. The farther that we fall, I see the color of lying, the color of lying. The farther that we fall, I see the color of lying, the color of lying. The farther that we fall, I see the color of lying, the color of lying. The farther that we fall, I see the color of lying, the color of lying. The farther that we fall, I see the color of lying. You know what color of lying won't hurt you. See the color of lying. You know what color of lying won't hurt you. The farther that we fall, I see the color of lying.
Yeah.
That was
Thanks.
Man, yeah. Everyone, that was Victoria Vox on a looper, ukulele, and a microphone. She even had a mic. I thought you were going to do a mic drop. You should have.
It's amazing how when you own your own mic, you don't do as many.
That's true.
Microphone drops.
That's true. Unless you're the lead singer of The Who, and then he just moves around.
Well, thanks, guys. I'm seeing some of the comments. Thank you, Bob. Bob Power from the Oakland Ukulele Group is tuning
is that who
in.
Bob is? Or OUG?
He's pre-ordered a fancy copy.
Nice. Hey, leave me a copy. No, I'll be glad if it sells out, because that's
the goal. That's basically what I need to break even.
Okay. Wow.
So.
No, I think that's not going to be a problem.
I hope not.
It's going to be a problem.
It's probably been the most expensive project I've done, not by much, but every album, it costs a lot of money, and that's not even. I paid, I recorded myself, so I didn't have to pay anyone for studio time.
Yeah.
This time around,
right.
And I guess I allocated that money towards printing instead. But it's when an artist puts out an album, it's not cheap.
No, it's not. And that's why a lot of these artists get indentured. They get front money, thousands and thousands and tens and thousands of dollars to do all this work, but they don't get a penny back. They don't get a penny until they pay it off. And then they become, why don't we just get your rights to your song? And now they,
But they might have a really cool sounding record, but because if there's a label that pays for it, they might be making an album that they normally otherwise couldn't make.
Right.
But then you don't own it. So
well, perhaps if they worked on brushing more, they wouldn't be indentured.
Oh,
his dentures.
Okay. Whoa. Yeah. Hey, Did you hear about what Taylor Swift did when she lost her rights?
I was just about to mention her.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, I think, she was wanting to buy her masters, which that means that she wanted to own the records that she recorded with the label, and they were kind of sold underneath her, and it was really screwing her over. And so she just kind of, gave them all the middle finger and said, well, fine, I'm going to re-record everything. And nothing is stopping her from doing that. It's just that the record label owns that particular recording. And so, if you've got enough publicity and the fans that know about that to be like, hey, stream the new version.
Right.
And honestly, probably because of all the time, the same for me is, when you record a song, it evolves over time and you might make changes. And so I could probably guarantee that these new versions are way better than what was done
they are
10 years ago.
A guy named Rick Beato, who I highly recommend, we'll talk about him if we have time. He compared the old and the new. He said the arrangements are nearly identical, except that everything is way better on the new version because of her maturity of her voice. The mixing's better, the recording. I don't know.
And just the familiarity of the material.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, if you're going to play it, you might as well play the new one. You're going to make the artist happier and it sounds better. And, she wanted to pay a fair price for the rights, the mechanical rights to her old songs, because that's the only thing. She has the rights, as far as my understanding is, she has the rights to record the songs because those are her copyrighted songs.
Well, anybody could actually. I think it was Ryan Adams did an album where it was like her 1989 album, and he just did the whole album start to finish, every song in the same order, but his version of them.
Yeah,
and so
I didn't know that.
there's no rule of that. You can't. Oops, my camera's fell. That you can't record someone else's music. You just have to pay.
Right.
You have to the songwriter to do that. But so she would just have to, she would pay the co-writers or.
Right. And I'm not sure, how much she owned the right, but right. You can pay the royalty fees to record the song. I do that when I record a copyrighted song. And so there was nothing to stop her. So there you go.
It probably works out, with someone with her fame, to just do it over anyways.
Oh, it
saves money in the long run.
Well, it saves money and, she has more control.
Yeah, she doesn't have to just live with those versions.
Right.
So it's cool.
Well, so one of my favorite YouTube channels is Legal Eagle, and he has a whole episode talking about Taylor Swift and the legal ramifications of what she did. He is so funny and so awesome. But there's a link to that in the
nice. Yes, well. I saw that one too. That is a really good episode on Legal Eagles about that whole situation. Yeah, good on her. Let's see.
Oh, yeah. So I also wanted to mention that. Let's go with this. There's the show notes. You guys didn't necessarily want to see that. Let's do that. Okay.
Are you sharing something?
I'm trying to. Hold on.
Well, let's do a quick shout out to Jill and John in the chat.
Nice.
Jill is Freedom Song.
Okay. And is John Wisdom Tooth? Who's Wisdom Tooth?
Yep, that's John.
There it is.
So
okay,
thank you guys for tuning in.
Aloha, welcome.
But when you were talking about wood burning, that's actually a hobby of mine, and that is so. There's a game called Give Me the Brain, and that's the art that is featured on the cards of the game, and so I made a custom box for my Give Me the Brain things. But I am a big fan of wood burning. So that
wow. Oh, that's cool. Well, we'll have to get you a jingle. Give me the brain. Give me the brain. And it could just be a little recording every time you open the box. It's like, get me the brain.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, send them a sample. Well, look here, we already recorded it, Doug. You can just grab it from the show here.
Get me the
brain. So, I hear that live ukulele festivals are coming back. Is that right, Doug? Especially, I'm looking at you.
As a matter of fact, they are. The Denver Uke Fest is coming right up here in just a couple of months. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, and you're hosting the get together at the Grandma's Tavern or something.
Yes, indeed. That's Grandma's Attic.
Grandma's Attic. Okay.
It's going to be fantastic. It's May 5th, of course, at May 5th at that place that
Swallow Hill.
Yeah, at Swallow Hill and other venues around Denver.
It's a venue near Swallow Hill, I see.
Yes,
actually.
Indeed. It's right up the road from Swallow Hill. And actually, they speaking of playing games, they've got a great game library there.
Okay, all right. So that's why it's called Grandma's Attic. Is that why? All right. So just in general, then, Victoria, how's the ukulele circuit looking?
It's coming. I think it's coming back together. It's been the past 2 years, a lot of events, even in 2020, they were like, we'll push it to 2021. And then it got pushed to 2022. So we're finally starting to see some of those things happen. Personally, I'll be starting most of my touring starting in June. And so I am, there's a little mini Uke Fest in Santa Barbara on June 4th. Then I'll be kind of touring and making my way up to Seattle to meet up with Jim DeVille. We'll be driving to the Kamloops Ukulele Camp Festival in British Columbia. And then the following weekend is the Mighty Uke Day in Michigan.
Yay!
So I'll be there. And then
passenger.
I'll make my way back to California, and then Jack and I will drive to Durango Ukulele Festival, July 7th through 10th, 11th. And then do some shows on our way to the Midwest. And then we'll fly to Martha's Vineyard for a gig. And we'll make our way. I'll be in Sun Valley, Idaho. And yes, so Utah, Jill is asking if I'll be in Utah. And there'll be a good chance that I'll be passing through. And we'll do my best to make a stop. So if you know of any place, there's a lot of holes in the schedule. And so it's just a matter of filling the gaps and hopefully making it all make sense and work. But I've got the new album to promote. So
absolutely.
I got to get out there.
And you should, because it's that one song is awesome. So you can say hi to Carly Simon over at Martha's Vineyard. That's really cool that you're getting out there.
Yeah, we're playing on Chappaquiddick.
Oh, no. Don't accept any rides.
But it's cool. The show there will be, they're going to, I think they're working out to try to project so the second half will be playing mostly the new album, and they'll be projecting hopefully the animations of the artwork while I play. And so, there's kind of this cool new option. My mom gave me this little old projector screen. And so I think I could get a projector, and then any show we could be projecting this art while I'm playing.
Absolutely. Wow. Well, we could do another song. Sure. We could do this all day, right? I'll put my Captain America shirt on and just say, we could do this all day. Yeah. What do you got for us?
I'll do. This one's called "Floating on Fruit."
Ooh.
Which is the I would say it's where the title of this album came from. And so you'll see the deer, and it's floating on fruit.
It is.
So so the name of this artwork is called Garden. And but yeah, I looked at it and I was just like,
those of you listening, there's a deer literally floating on fruit on there when you check it out on YouTube.
So I kind of look at like it's kind of like in Nirvana. And it's
I see.
So this song, some of the songs are only inspired by one artwork. This song, Floating on Fruit, is inspired by 4. 3 mainly, starting with Night. This one's called Night King over here.
Oh, man.
And then this is the Clairvoyant's Dream on this side.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's kind of the clairvoyant, being in this dream state. And then there's the garden there. And then there's this this one. The Sound of Change. So that's a lyric that I use in this song. And so, yeah, it's kind of connected to those 4 pieces. And it's this is my solo ukulele interpretation of my recording.
Okay.
Like a dream that never ends, connected by a single thread. The sound of change is moving through the trees, finding solace in the dark from the glow of ancient stars. It's the Night King's prophecy. Sunday morning, gifted warning. Secrets of a serpent were whispered in my ear. I had a vision coming clear. Been here before, a magic case of deja vu. Here in the garden, floating on fruit. Protected by the evil eye, on the wings of butterflies. Stranger things are better left unknown. The universe falls out of place in a distant time and space as the future starts to unfold. Sunday morning, gifted warning. The secrets of a serpent were whispered in my ear. I had a vision
You tricked us on that last chord. I was like, what happened? I was like, did she drop out?
Sorry, my camera fell during that last one.
I saw that, but you powered through it.
You grooved so hard that your camera fell over. I understand that.
That's what happens.
Scotch tape is failing.
So everyone, we have to order the album and CD so Victoria can get a new camera mount. Come on, guys, everyone, guys and gals, we can do this. Cool. It's very evocative. Is this? I'm kind of getting the feeling of this album already. Really rich chords. I mean, kind of sounds like you're channeling Sting with because it has a perhaps regular chord structure, but the you're using some very rich chords in there.
Yeah, a couple of the songs, and Jill actually mentioned a song in the chat, Easy Money. That's the third song on the album. So both of those, this Nirvana or Floating on Fruit and Easy Money, they modulate from major to minor. And so this one it's actually D minor, but the bass is playing this root of just the D, and then the B flat, and then C, and then G. And so actually I'm playing like a cheat F major 7 chord over top.
Okay, over that. Mm-hmm.
But because the D is in the root, it's actually like a D minor 11.
Yeah.
And so instead of just playing D minor, like a dream that never ends.
Got it. Oh, yes. Just layering the chords on top of it, right? Because D minor is the relative minor of the F, so you layer that on there, and you start to really stack up the stuff. That's nice.
And instead of like through the trees, it's just a G chord, but the way that I'm playing it is like a G11 add 9, I believe.
Ooh,
and
yeah.
So there's just some different tones, than
I was hearing that
suddenly
there was a dissonance in there, even though you could pick it up like that's a great groove, and it just adds so much, really. Wow.
Well, thank you.
All right, well, let's kind of get back to reality a little here, and let's talk about Camp Vox. What's that about?
Well, Camp Vox has it just started in January, and we're now taking a little bit of a break, but it's been going really well. So during last summer, Jack and I gave a couple songwriting workshops at the Durango Ukulele Festival, and then again at the Reno Ukulele Festival back in, I think it was September, October. And people were, just asking like, oh, can we, do you do these workshops online? And so it was like around December, I thought, like, we should maybe see what the interest is in if we do like an online songwriting workshop, and decided, what the price point would be in order to make it worth our while, and, and how many students we'd have to limit it to. And so we decided to do a 10 student limit, which in my opinion might be too many, because we really get into people's songs. And so sometimes we'll spend, between 30 and 45 minutes on each student. So far we've gone over in our lesson times, but I think people get a lot from it. And so we sold out the first 2 months in about 24 hours. Wow. And then we weren't going to do a third month. We were going to take a break. And then we got so many emails, and we're like, okay, we'll open it up again. So we just had our last March class yesterday. We did kind of like Saturday mornings. And kind of in the developing of like, okay, this online thing, I just came up with Camp Vox and made a logo, and decide, even if I do like, I could do like kids workshops, or, it kind of could be open to all sorts of stuff, virtually and through Zoom and all these platforms. So,
and of course, we all want in person again, right? What do you say to the people? Because I get this, I still hear this, is that, oh, you know, that online, yeah, I don't know about that, you know. What do you say to them?
Well, I think it just depends. I mean, I get it, because I think I'm partially burnt out by the, you know, things being online. But on the flip side, I think of, you know, when you're like, because of online, we're able to go to shows all over the world.
Right.
And shows that we couldn't get to. And like, I don't have a car anymore. So it's like, I can't drive, you know, like if Jack has a gig, I'm like, I can't drive to LA, but, you know, but I can still see the show. And so, yeah, it's not the same as in person, obviously. But as far as logistics, it makes it pretty easy.
And that is nice. Yeah, you don't have to get ready to go. You're there. That is so nice. I tell you.
Yeah, and the expense of traveling. Joe mentions, you know, the price of gas and just the time of getting to the gig. And so, you know, online is a lot easier. But yeah, it's not the same. But there is a limit to, you know, with the in-person gigs, you're limited to that town or that draw, or, you know, so, you know, I don't know. It's I think both is good. And I think that online performing and online workshops, and even since things have kind of opened back up, I'm still teaching. You know, I teach about 12 private lessons a week. And I would say almost all of them are still virtual, even though people live, you know, 3 miles down the road. They still,
there's some great advantages. Yeah, because, you know, you can, again, you don't have to get in the car. You don't, you know.
It saves them time. It saves me time. But then also, in some way, I mean, I think it depends really on the person and how they are able to learn. But I feel because of with this online, like, and the latency, it really forces them to show up and to learn it and be able to play it, because I'm not going to play. I can't play it with you.
Right.
Where they'll be like, oh, I sound great. But then when they're by themselves, it doesn't sound so good. So it really, I think it's forced some of the students to actually they practice more, and they're aware of how they're sounding by themselves. And so I think in some ways it's been good.
I think it's fantastic in that respect, right? And in person will always be a great experience, probably maybe the best. However, I like that idea of the focus is now on the student, where the student really has to show up and not just, you know, oh yeah, because I got that too, where, you know, the student shows up and they're playing along with you. I'm going, did you practice? Oh, well, you know.
Yeah, you can kind of carry the student a little, you know, in a way it's like training wheels, which is sometimes necessary too.
Right.
But yeah, the training wheels go away. Like, here, it's like, this is how you do it. Now you do it.
Right. And, you know, I just had an idea for a really cool app where you could send them a loop. And so they would download it, and then it automatically plays on their end. So it's synchronized, and then they could play back to that loop. I was just thinking about it because of your looping that you did. And then you can watch them as they play. Boy, did I just give away $1
million idea?
$1 million idea. Yeah. That would be really cool.
As soon as you think it's up for grabs.
I know. Oh, I screwed up. Oh. Anyway, I think it would be good because, you know, you could look at you, right? Because I was just thinking, I got to learn that skill of looping, you know, because it's so powerful. But then if you could loop it, you could just send them that loop, and then they could play it back, and they could loop it themselves, and it would be like, okay, so now they've got something to play around. Now you can focus them on them. Anyway, enough of that, but cool.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I do like some videos where I will send them kind of like a video to play along to.
Yes, exactly.
To kind of give them just a timing and rhythm is, you know, it's can be challenging for some more than others. And just getting them to, sometimes you're not aware of like that you're dropping a beat or adding an extra beat or hesitating to move to the next chord. And so it's like, no,
Yeah.
Try to match this.
Right. And you know that is it John here mentioned in the comments that now that gas is $6 a gallon in some places, right? You're saving a lot of money too, staying at home.
Yeah.
So hey, it's worth it.
And I think also in terms of I mean for meetings, we've got people that even after we go back live are not, they're not physically able to go. As Victoria said, people from around the world that have come in and started coming to the Denver group, and so I think trying to balance that, and so we added that first Saturday for online, and then the third Saturday is live. But the live has been, every single meeting has been just fantastic.
Wow.
And call and response is one of my favorite. Splitting the room and call and response and rounds. I
you can't
so much.
That's the advantage of being live, being in real life, right?
I've got the bonus that I have the upgraded Zoom where I can hear everybody even when they're muted, and or at least that's what I tell people when they're. So I'll be playing along and I'll see somebody playing harmonica, and I'm like, "Oh, hey Sam, that's fantastic harmonica," and they're like, and it's that's the type of shenanigans you get with the Denver Ute community.
That's right. Yeah, I love it that people are so used to the Zoom now and online that I think is going to continue on. I hope it does. Just so cool that we have such a we have a national community and now international community that we can tap into. And I know Doug has been just being so what do you want to call it? Present, aggravatingly present. I don't know, whatever.
Well, I still I don't end up going to the pandemic pluckers in London as much anymore, just because it's right in the middle of the day and having a job. That work.
I know.
I keep telling Kai Holtenbrown, my darling wife, that she's going to have to work a lot harder if I'm going to retire this year. But I still Uke Jams, which is in Sacramento. I do that one every week. Then I actually run the Portland Ukulele Wednesdays Anarchy strum along on Tuesday nights, and then one of my all-time favorites is Jazz Ukulele's in Australia, in Cairns, Australia.
Cairns,
way up north, and so great, and those ladies are just my favorite awesome friends. And but now, regardless of where Kai and I go on vacation, it's like, well, if we go just a little further, we could play ukulele with these people, and then we'll go over and play ukulele with these people.
I know there's always a ukulele community nearby. That's very cool. Wow. Hey, so this daylight savings time thing becoming permanent, what's the latest on that? I'm all for it, by the way. I know this is a non sequitur, but I was just excited to hear that they passed the legislation in the House of Representatives or something, and it just needs to go to the Senate. I don't know.
I think something like that.
Wow.
I'm all for it.
I'm all for it too.
I'm against it.
And why?
I like changing my clock every and especially when you're going England has a different time when they change their clocks, and Australia
that's always
Australia
fun.
has wackadoo, like one of their time zones is a half an hour off, and
right.
I mean it can be very, very confusing internationally.
Doug, you're not making a very good argument for keeping it.
Yeah.
Listen,
I think it's a proven statistical thing that the chance of accidents are like 17% higher on day, like where they change the hour. So I would always try to like not fly on that day. I wouldn't.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Like, I'm not driving. Everybody's like sleepy and not paying attention.
Yeah, I think.
But let's see that in Darwin teaches us that. No, never mind. That's not a very good argument.
John North says we changed our clocks this morning.
That's in the UK.
Okay, I was like, wow, dude, you're real behind. Okay, no, that's what's so confusing.
It's like all different times. They just gonna be.
Yeah, I was trying to organize a podcast with someone in England. And I had to figure out now, did they switch over yet? Because it was right around this time of year. So I was thinking, now, are they still on, their other standard time? Yeah.
So if the U.S. decides to not change, so John, in the U.K., are they in discussions about not changing time in the U.K.?
Yeah,
or like in other countries, because it'd have to be like a worldwide thing of just like everyone's going to be.
Oh no!
Yeah, I have a heart attack every time I think I miss a meeting. On that day.
Which, by the way, they did say statistically you have a greater chance of having a heart attack the day the time zone changes, changes. Yeah, so this is all.
I do know that Saskatchewan, because that's actually the fantastic folks at the Saskatoon ukulele group, which I go to occasionally. They don't change.
Yes.
Like they stay the same all the time.
Yeah, and Hawaii, which is part of the U.S., they don't change.
I think Arizona and Indiana. I think those
parts of Arizona. Yeah, parts of Arizona and Indiana don't change. So yeah,
Lincoln, Nebraska doesn't change.
And the Aurora, Colorado doesn't, but the rest of Denver does.
I see. So, yeah. You guys are just special. Well, should we go back to another song, or are you all out?
Sure. All out. Never.
Like I said, we could do this all day.
All right.
Well, and it's funny because on my screen, you could say on your left too, and it would work out, which is the other thing Captain America says.
Oh, yeah, that's right. On your left. Yeah, it is on my left, isn't it? On your left.
So Jill is asking for easy money. I'm actually not prepared to do that one. I'm still working that one out, but it's pretty cool.
Ooh. Oh, you're giving us a little teaser.
Easy money.
Yeah.
Easy money.
That is very Beatle-esque. Yeah, I don't know why that reminds me.
The ticket on the clock complicates the part in the land of milk and honey. So yeah, I'm still working out that one, but
all right,
soon.
folks.
But I've got one called Echo of Luck, or that would have another kind of some looping and a little bit of ukulele solo, or another new one called Clean, which would just be just me and you.
Hard to choose.
Either one.
I like the one with the you're gonna have a solo in the middle. Is that right? Is that the one with the with the octaver?
Yeah.
Okay, I want that one with the octaver. Whatever one that is.
It's called Echo of Luck, and that is inspired by the Echo of Luck artwork.
Oh, is that what that is?
So it's this is the the piece is called Echo of Luck, and you can actually order a print of this print online. Okay. There's a gallery in Colorado, actually Denver, that has these prints, and so it's the idea that you'll notice he doesn't have a rabbit's foot.
Okay.
And so it's like, well, that's the lucky part of the rabbit, and so if you don't have it, the rabbit's foot, can you still be lucky? And so it's all about superstitions and the weird things we do. And I do mention Maneki Neko in this song. So a little Maneki Neko.
Oh. Is that the good luck cat from Asia? Are they the ones that do the
yeah, they do that. So sometimes when I sing, I go maneki neko, and it's like I do a little dance. I'll do the dance move for you.
All right, everyone.
This
on
is
your left.
Oh
wait. On your left.
Oh, that's not working. Let's see. What channel is this in? Nope. I just sorry, technical difficulties here.
No worries.
Oh boy.
Is a looper erased or something?
No, it's in there. There it is. I got it. This one has a little bit of pre-recorded bass guitar. So a little just kind of gives it a little fuller sound. Dang. But it's just a 4-chord jam that I wrote on the ukulele. Feel it now, what I hear is the echo
trumpet. Yeah.
I'm still working out some of that stuff, but there's like trombones in the recording.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Nice. Hey, and Victoria, if you want to check in your settings on StreamYard, I think you could probably turn off if you have it on, you could probably turn off echo cancellation and automatically adjust the mic volume if you have that checked, because your setup is high tech.
Was I peeking there?
I think it was doing the compressor thing.
Oh,
that's all right.
On the trumpet.
You sounded fantastic.
You sounded fantastic all through it. Just
all right. Yeah, I don't.
Just check. No worries.
By the way, I have a link to the Robichon
You could
gallery.
Probably take that off. Because you have your.
Usually, I turn the adjusted mic volume off. That was just
it's
because I was logged into your thing.
I know. Sorry. I'll check next time. I should have, as a host, I should have asked you about that.
It's okay.
Oh, go ahead, Doug.
I have a link to the Robichon gallery here in Denver that has Fred Stonehouse's work. Also, I have a link to the Denver Uke Fest page that has the directions to Grandma's house, not
Grandma's
attic.
House. Okay.
And
we'd be all gathering in her attic, and she'd be like,
exactly. That's the back room of Grandma's house.
Okay.
This is not called Grandma's panties or something.
Exactly.
Didn't you have some Vox shorts, or what were they?
Oh yeah,
Vox underwear?
I'm still selling panties, peddling panties. Ukulele themed underpants.
There you go. Yeah, so that's pretty exciting that the Denver Ukulele Festival is coming back, and Chris what's his name? I'm sorry, Chris. Fuchigami. Anyway, he's pretty sure he's from Hawaii, but anyway, he's coming over. I think that's the first time he'll be here, so I'm looking forward to that.
He is. He was born and raised on the Big Island of Hawaii. 13-year-old Chris Fuchigami began his musical journey with an old beat-up ukulele in his hands and a strong desire to master this tiny little instrument.
Yeah. Very cool. And
Del Rey.
Yeah. And Daniel ate the sandwich. Isn't she coming?
Yeah. Awesome.
Well, we're looking forward to having you near. Well, you're going to be in Durango soon. That's pretty awesome. And probably at the right time of year too, because it's going to be is that the middle of summer you're coming?
Yeah, July 7th, 8th.
Okay,
8th or something.
Yeah. And so Durango is a perfect place to be because it's, I think, a little cooler there up in the mountains. Beautiful area.
Yeah.
I had a friend who went to college there, and I found out that if you drink every single day, then you fail out of college. But
is that what he figured out?
Yeah, Fort Lewis, they're kind of known for that. So
okay, shout out to them.
Oh, he had a great time though.
Before flunking out. All right.
Yeah.
All right. What? And listen to the octaver on that song just makes me think that might be the next pedal I want to build. Yeah. That's kind of cool. I'm getting into
it just kind of helps cut. I think on the record it's all these horn lines and stuff, but if Jack's with me, I'll usually give him the solo. But yeah, by myself, I'll take it. But I find that just because over, say, this loop, oops, I guess I deleted everything. But over this, the uke just kind of blends in.
Right.
So
yeah, love it.
It just kind of makes it pop out a little bit more.
It does. I don't and.
The ukulele wasn't high enough.
Exactly. Well, but then you can do the octave lower too, which is cool.
Yeah. So I do good 2 octaves lower for bass, And then just like an octave higher. I mean, I could do 2 octaves.
That sounds wild. Yeah, that no, it adds kind of a I don't know. It's not bad actually.
Well, thanks.
No, I kind of like that really high 2 octave up. So is this like, when did you start on the looper?
I started in 2011. That's when I bought my first.
Whoa!
Well, actually, I had a looper given to me in like 2008, and someone gave me the RC50, which I think is the really big one with you basically have like 9 channels or something. 12. I
think that's like the OG, one of the first really popular ones, isn't it?
It just was like a little bit too much. But at the time, I had a stomp board with a tambourine. So I'd be playing my ukulele, stomping on the tambourine, and then like doing the mouth trumpet.
Right.
And then there's something with the looping. I felt like it was a little circus act like, and I just couldn't do it.
Is that your phone or mine?
Yeah, it was mine.
Okay, I was just like...
turned it off.
That's right.
It was Peter Luongo calling, actually.
Oh, Peter. I think right.
From the Langley.
Yeah. Are you going to go up there to Canada? Is this a secret?
Eventually Kamloops. We're trying to meet up somewhere.
Okay. Oh, man.
But yeah, I started...
Nice.
So I turned down the option of looping, and then it was during my 52 covers project that I did back in 2011.
Right.
On YouTube, there was a Britney Spears song I did that was, I think, written by Kesha, called like "The World Is Ending" or "We're All Gonna Die" or something like that, and dancing to the end till the world blows up or something. And but it was like a little bit of a horn loop, and that was my first kind of experiment with looping. Mm-hmm. And then I did like a Cake song, "The Never There." Then. So it was kind of, so I would do looping with that, and then it wasn't until 2012 I was using the looper mostly as a songwriting tool during my 52 original project, which was before Patreon existed. I had like subscribers to the project, mm-hmm. and so I would use the looper as just a songwriting tool, and I would play in a progression and then just set the uke down and walk away and let it play, and I would just sing melodies over top and see what came and see what stuck. And I started performing with the looper in 2013, but like I had the one song, and I was sweating bullets for that one song, because it was like, if you mess up timing, like you're screwed, or you'd have to start over, or you'd have to deal with like a subpar performance.
Yeah. No, you just gotta roll with it. I know.
Over the years, now it's been, probably 8-9 years that I've been playing with it. And
wow. So
sometimes the drum loops are built in already. I set the tempos.
Yeah.
Some of it I just do live. And if it's, if it's live, and if it's really bad, there's kind of a way to undo it, maybe without, it's just a longer intro. People might not notice that I messed up, or that it's,
Yeah, really, that's true. It's whatever you make it.
It's all about knowing the equipment and how to make it work for you.
That's the thing, is that I was like, I was hoping you just started, because, it's like, wow, you're really great now, and you just started? And like, no, okay. So I'm behind the 8 ball here. I've got years of practice.
But it's been even on my 2000, from like my 2013 album, I was maybe looping, I think only maybe one song. Started with 2. I used it as training wheels on Sweetest Melodies, because I couldn't sing and play it at the same time because it was in 5/4. So
I remember that one.
I would record.
Oh no, you froze up. Oh, Victoria. I hope she comes back.
Yes, indeed. But I can tell you that we have a link to the the video for Sweetest Melodies in the show notes.
Great. Yeah. And Freedom Song, is that John was saying the harmonies. I love that. When people do the harmonies on there. I wish I could sing harmony. Maybe that's going to help me create that, to do that. Oh, she's almost back.
Oh, there we are.
There we are. Internet got interrupted. I don't know.
But yeah, so I used this loop and I would play with that live and then take it out for the chorus. And then that I could do by myself because it didn't have the hammer on in the 5/4. But then when I go back into it, it kind of was my training wheels until I could sing and play it without the loop. So it's had multiple purposes, I guess, the loop pedal.
Wow.
But now I would say I probably loop, I don't know, between about, I would say 12 to 15 songs. And it's increasing, and I'll be playing other songs and be like, oh, I could loop that one and I could do a little this thing, or it's
well, they're getting so sophisticated because now you can create verse, chorus, break, and just hit the button. I talk like I know what I'm doing, but I don't. But I know people have described it. I'm like, oh my gosh, so you can actually have different parts and loop it in whenever you want. And I was like, that's like insane.
Yeah, I kind of use I only use half of my loop pedal, so there are 2 channels that you can do, apparently, like bridges and stuff. But basically what I do when I'm basically only recording on one channel. But if I wanted to, like if I do, this is just already in here, so I'll just, if I wanted to go, have those backing vocals in there.
Yeah.
Maybe, but then I'm like, okay, then for the verse, I'm going to take them out. It works out that 6 beats before I want it out, I have to undo what I just did. So, so I'm going to take them out now. I'm undoing, I'm holding and undoing. So now they're gone.
Oh, wow.
But then if I decide, okay, now I want to bring them back in, then I undo the undo, and it redoes what I did.
Yeah.
So now, and I add them back in. So there's kind of like, that's me working with the limitations of the pedal, that I don't have those multiple channels.
Right.
And the thing is working with the channels is like, you really have to be aware of what channel you're on. Like if you hold the stop pedal down too long, it'll switch over to the other channel and you might think you're recording on one channel. So I'm like, I got a 1-track mind. And so I just keep everything on there, and it's like Jell-O. It's like a Jell-O mold. So the last thing you put on top is the one you can remove.
Okay.
But once you close out, so like if I did, so I'll let this play again. The vocals are back in there. So if I could undo those last vocals, but if I wanted to add the sweetest melodies, I'll record that. So the sweetest melodies, the sweetest melodies.
Nice.
So that's in there. But now, if I undo anything, it's only going to be that last thing.
Got it. Yeah.
So it's just in there, but the sweetest melodies part.
You can undo them like that, but they always layer on top.
So if I wanted the ooze to go away, I'd have to start over.
Yeah. I see.
Hey,
wow.
How long did you have to ride on that carousel to make that video?
So Doug is talking about the music video for Sweetest Melodies, which was probably one of my favorite music videos ever. I paid $75 to rent the merry-go-round carousel in downtown Baltimore, Inner Harbor, for, I think it was 30 minutes.
Wow.
And I got the whole thing to myself.
Ooh.
And we recorded a music video on the carousel. And so I think we had time. We did maybe like 3 takes. Some of I was holding the trumpet because I played trumpet on that recording, and some with the ukulele. Some I'm just riding a horse singing. But I thought I liked that the merry-go-round for that song because it's in 5/4 time, and it's kind of this like hypnotic thing, and there wasn't any rhythm to the horses necessarily going with the 4, like it wasn't 4/4 time.
Yeah,
it was like
right. So you didn't have to worry about keeping it in time because 5/4 people are like, what?
No, but I did only one shot. We had a GoPro on the ukulele, and there's just one part that I used that camera. But my sister was filming, and it was a lot of fun.
That's just so much creativity there. You can just put into it. Wow.
And if you wanted to see that GoPro footage, it's at 2 minutes and 51 seconds.
Oh, look at you.
Yes, indeed.
Wow. Well, I think we are, let's see, so this is your latest Maya Moa ukulele. Any other new ones that you want to mention? You don't have to.
Yeah, I'll mention a couple other ukes that I love and use. Let me...
And then after this, I think we want to do one more song because
sure. And then, so one other uke I use a lot is my Tiny Tenor by Romero.
Yeah.
So basically, it travels like a concert, which is awesome. And then, but it has a tenor neck, which I'm more used to on the hand. But they just sound great, and he's got nice wound. I use it's kind of like a flat low G string, so you don't get the squeaking when you do slides. So that's pretty nice. But yeah, I use this ukulele a lot. And then the one that I have for fun that I was inspired to buy because I was at the Prague Ukulele Festival in July 2019, and the artist accommodations were about 15-minute walk from the stage. And it was summer, and it was hot, and we're carrying. So this brand is called Pepe Romero or Romero Creations, Tiny Tenor, and it's Daniel Ho, co-designed with Pepe Romero Jr. And so everyone's walking around at the festival, and I've got like my Fusion backpack and like all my gear and my heavy tenor uke, and I'm seeing all these European artists with just like their little Martin soprano tucked under their arm, and I'm just like, man, I want something that's like easy and fun. So one of the guys in the Czech Republic had one of these that I tried at the NAMM show in 2020, and I was like, I couldn't believe the sound that comes out of this thing.
Oh, wow.
And it's called a Motu, and it's made in France off a little island off of Bordeaux. And
that is thin.
L'île d'Oléron or something. D'Oléron. And but it's a high G, but it's a soprano.
Oh, it sounds very old school, or just
But it's a kind of a fun thing, and it has a cool little case that moves. So it goes in there, and it has just a little strap, and it's like so flat. It fits like in the side. It fits in the door of the car, like the little the little pocket in the door.
Right, and if you're ever up a creek, you'll have a paddle. Yeah.
And so this is what I like to, like, if I'm walking around festivals, this is what I will be using.
Cool. That is
it's
very
just like so easy
neat,
and light.
Yeah, exactly.
What's it called again?
That's a Motu, MOTU, and I think it's like MOTU /ukulele point FR. Like .fr for France, and the website's in French, and but yeah, they're really fun. They have some cool designs. They have like a sailor one and an octopus, and
Oh, wow.
It's pretty cool. They're fun. And they're not that expensive. So they're a fun kind of cheap uke to, carry around.
That's a great one.
Ooh. And that link is in the show notes. But the nice thing is that my daughter took French all the way through high school. So I get to, this is a great excuse to call my daughter and say, which one of these should I buy? And then I also
recited in French.
I have friends in the Pandemic Pluckers that I could go to as well. But all of these are just beautiful.
They're fun. They're really fun, and they also have a plug-in system that you can plug it in for the. I think I have an older version. They changed the pickup system, but they sound great, and they have a hole in the back, so it kind of does this like wah effect, and so it's like wah 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 wah.
You can just sound wah wah effects as you're playing.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, what are you going to play for us to take us out?
All right. I'll give you one last tune. This one is called Clean, and this was the first single that I released from the new album. So Clean and Echo of Luck are currently out. The rest of the album drops April 1st. And this song is inspired by this piece called The Crossing. And so the animated version, the butterflies float and the wing lifts up and down and the tears fall, and it's really beautiful. But I thought it was kind of this griffin creature.
And,
that's and they all have this the anthropomorphism. The eyes are always very human, and but these biomorphic forms, beasts, and so it was kind of this creature looking back with a tear in its eye. And it was also inspired around the time of the insurrection or shortly after. And there was the story of the Refit family in the news where the guy Refit had threatened his children that he would kill them if they turned him into the FBI.
Oh, right.
Being involved, which he's now been guilty, I think, of all 6 counts. And but yeah, kind of imagining, how do we find forgiveness, and if it's family, and how do we move through that, and what will family gatherings look like after that? And so and it also from my own personal experience of just having like a fallout with my own dad for 4 years where we did not speak or talk, and me getting to the point of just having to completely let go if I wanted him in my life. And so it's just sometimes we do just have to continue, just move on and not discuss it. But it's all about starting clean, and if that's possible. So it's a song about forgiveness. And this one's just me and my ukulele. Lately, how all of this has changed me. I'll even admit I was wrong. It doesn't matter what the truth is, the who or what or what ifs, if we both agree to move on. Can we start clean? I won't let this anger get the better of me. And looking behind us will only blind us every time. Can we start clean and stop looking for answers for everything? No mentioning triggers or pointing of fingers and give up the fight. Can we start clean? Yeah, clean. Can we start clean? Yeah, clean. We tiptoe, but it's time to let go all the pain from yesterday. better afraid. And looking behind us will only blind us every time. Can we start clean? Stop looking for answers for everything. No mentioning triggers or pointing of fingers and give up the fight. Can we start clean? Yeah, clean. Can we start clean? Yeah, clean. We gotta try. Can we start clean? Yeah, clean. Can we start clean? Yeah, clean. Can we start clean and give up the fight? Can we start clean?
Wow. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yay!
It's been wonderful having you back on the show, Victoria. I'm so glad we got to have you and get to have you share the songs. Wow. Yeah,
Thank
looking
you.
forward to that. And
Yeah,
what
it's
is it?
nice to. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, just and the album again.
So it's called Nirvana in REM. This is the soft cover version and the limited edition version. And
Oh,
these
yeah.
are 7-inch square books, and they both have an audio CD that comes with them. In the hardcover, it's in the back, and it also has a digital component with a QR code that you can see the artwork come to life on your phone or iPad.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to
which
that.
is really cool.
Yeah.
And so it's music and art inspires art, and it has just information about Fred, myself, and kind of the project and how it came to be, and then also about the pyrography of my ukulele, and there's a little blurbs about all the people that were involved in making the album, and co-writers and musicians, and it's just been it's just a really rewarding project, and I'm excited to be releasing
The songs are
it.
fantastic from this album.
Thank you.
Everyone should go out right now, reserve your copy. Yeah.
Thanks.
And I'm going to throw in a request. I don't know, maybe you already do this, but do you have, I'm getting into lossless compressed audio. Do you do FLAC? Do you know the format? It's easy to,
know.
you can take you could take your 24-bit masters, whatever they have, and they can convert it to 24-bit FLAC. And that might be something really cool.
I don't know if they might do it already, because I feel like it's so much of that is standard.
It is
So
nowadays.
I think that would be through the distributor that would
Okay.
handle
Could be.
that, 'cause
I don't know.
I upload the WAV
Yeah, okay.
files, so yeah, I'm not really 100% sure.
You're just so,
something to
you have so, I know, I'm going to throw that out because you are so like on top of this with the vinyl pressings and the books and everything like that. It's like, for the audio files, they love this 24-bit FLAC because it's compressed, so it'll be smaller size than a regular wave, but then you can also do it in high res. Anyway,
Yeah,
I guess trying.
like there is Bandcamp as a
Oh,
as far
right.
as,
I
like
think
a
they-
digital retailer.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Bandcamp has FLAC.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, you're like on the cutting edge, is what it is, with the looping, and you got the vinyl, the retro vinyl. Yeah. So good. All right. Well, great to have you. Good luck on your next phase as we come back from the pandemic. I hope, fingers crossed, that we just, keep going on an upward trajectory and just stay safe and have fun.
Yep.
So
thank
as we
you.
go out, as we do on 3, we'll all say aloha. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Aloha. Awesome.
Yay, super fun.